welcome to the Lincolnshire kitchen. So today I'm going to show you how to make some shortcrust pastry. It's a pretty versatile pastry. It can be used for making pies, it can be used for making tarts, mainly savoury, but I tend to like to use shortcrust for some sweet things as well. I think sometimes the contrast of a shortcrust with a sweet filling can be quite nice. For example, maybe a chocolate tart. I think the saltiness of the shortcrust is quite a nice contrast with the sweetness, and it can help improve the overall product. So yeah, it's a basic technique, basic basic product to produce. It's fairly simple, but it should make for a nice easy demonstration for the beginning of this channel. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to walk you through the process, and yeah, I'm always here for reference once it's recorded. So to begin, what do we need to make the shortcrust? So the ingredients we need is plain flour, which I've got here, some butter. I'm going to use unsalted butter, so I have more control over the salt that I put in to the pastry. Cold water, and then some salt, which, as I say, I'm going to add myself. So that's my ingredients, and for the equipment we'll need a bowl. I've got a glass bowl, a see-through bowl, so hopefully you can easily see what I'm doing. We need a knife to cut the butter. We need some weighing scales to weigh our ingredients. We need a jug for the water, and we need a rolling pin, and I'll get to that later because we're not actually going to be rolling the pastry out, but I have a technique to show you, an interesting technique that some professional chefs don't know, unless probably they're pastry chefs. I've come across in the past some really good chefs. They've not trained in pastry, and they're asking me what I'm doing with this rolling pin. Well, basically what I do is I bat the butter out before I add it to the flour. So it makes a lot of noise, it's quite dramatic. I'm just beating the butter. So that technique, it actually softens the butter without raising the temperature. And for pastry, maybe you do know, maybe you don't. But you need to work quite fast, and you want it to stay cold. You do not want to raise the temperature if you can help it. So batting the butter out softens it without raising the temperature. So that's a really handy technique that we're going to use today, and that you need to maybe use going forward. So let's get on with it then. So I've got my scales, I've got my bowls. The first thing I'm going to do is weigh out my flour. I'm going to, the recipe I'm going to use calls for 270 grams of flour, 270 grams of plain flour. So usually the quantities for making a shortcrust, it's double flour to fat, but just add a little bit. That's what I tend to do. So I've gone for half a block of butter. In the UK, that's 125 grams. A standard block of butter is 250 grams. So I'm going to do half a block, 125 grams. So double that is 250 grams, but I'm going to add a little bit, just a bit. So I'm going to make it up to 270 grams of plain flour. So that's going to go straight into my bowl. I'm not going to be sieving it. I'm just resetting my scales to 0 with the bowl on, so I have an accurate record of the weight. And that flour goes straight in. Pour it in, 270, where are you? Still going, little bit more, 273. I'm going to pinch a little bit out. I mean, it's not too dramatic, but I'm just going to pinch a little bit just for the sake of the demo. That'll do, lovely. So I'm going to reset my scales now so I can record my butter. So I have the last bit of a block here. I'm going to reset my scales because I'm going to bat out my butter. So, reset. Well, would you know, they're not quite playing ball with me as I'm on video, which is brilliant. Because time's of the essence, and you don't want to be watching me in silence. I assume you don't. Come on, reset, 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 reset. Okay, they're turned off now. Okay, we're there. Right, so 225 grams of butter. Use a knife, careful of your fingers. I'm looking 125 grams. I've just gone slightly over, so I'm just cutting a little bit off until I get what I want. Oh, I've gone slightly too far. That's perfect, bang on, brilliant. So, that I'm batting out. So, I did forget to mention you might want some greaseproof for this job. So, I'm going to get rid of the scales now because I've finished with them. And I'm going to fold the butter, well, not fold it, I'm going to fold the paper over the butter.
Hi!
Hello, darling.
What are you making?
I'm making some pastry.
You're making my mango sorbet?
I could be later on. This is Edward, my son, and we are going to make some mango sorbet later on, aren't we, darling? Yeah. So, I'm going to bat out the butter. This is going to make a lot of noise, young man. Are you ready? So yeah, batting it out, and that just softens the butter without raising the temperature. Do you want to help Daddy make the mango sorbet later? Do you want to help Daddy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a spoiler for our next video. We're going to make some mango sorbet later on. So I've battered out the butter, and then so now that is softened without raising the temperature. I've finished with my greaseproof for now, and I'm just going to break the butter up as it goes into the flour in smaller pieces, so I can then massage it into the flour before adding the salt, and then finally at the end the cold water to bring it all together. Are you coming to help Daddy make pastry as well?
Yeah.
That's wonderful, isn't it? So this is, what is this? This is going to be shortcrust pastry. Have you washed your hands? Have you?
Yeah.
You should always wash your hands before you start cooking. Shouldn't you? So, the butter's in, broken up with the flour in the bowl, and we're going to add a little bit of salt to taste. Obviously you don't want to go too crazy. And we've got our other little boy here as well. It's a nice family occasion, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Daddy's just working the butter and the flour in. Like this, and massaging it in. It's a sort of like a breadcrumb consistency, I suppose. Just rubbing it. Rubbing the fat between my fingers with the flour. Working as quickly as you can so you don't raise the temperature.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want it to be warm, the pastry. You also don't want to stretch the gluten. You don't want to overwork the pastry. That overworking it will activate the gluten, and it's no good for pastry. You'll end up with a lot of shrinkage when you bake it. When you're wanting to activate the gluten is a good technique for making bread. It's not good for pastry. So you work very quickly and you rub it together, and when you can't see lumps of butter anymore. Why have I got it on? Because we're on YouTube. Yeah, we're on YouTube at the minute. We're talking to people.
Yeah.
We're showing them what to do with pastry, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're teaching them things if they want to learn it.
Yeah.
And you're learning too. That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you had a good day at nursery, darling?
Yeah.
What have you been doing today?
Played up black train.
You played with a black train.
And we playing Legos.
You've been playing with Lego.
And we
That's lovely.
played on the sofa.
Oh, wow. Right. So,
Yeah.
it's all rubbed in. I'm going to show the audience, get a bit of a close-up. So you've basically got, oh, how do I do this so you can see? It's kind of yellow looking, there's no more lumps of butter. It's like a breadcrumb consistency, I suppose we can describe it as.
Go get water.
We've got some ice, some cold water, yeah, as cold as possible. And you don't measure the water, you add it and you feel it. You'll know if it's too wet. You basically want to add a little bit of water at a time whilst you're bringing it together, so as to not add too much. You can add, but you cannot take away. Okay, so you make a little well in your flour and you pour your cold water in and you start bringing it together, like so. You bring it together as quickly as you can.
Can we do that when you?
Oh, I don't know if we want any more. I think we're okay for water. It only took a little splash. It didn't take a lot, and it's come together. It's coming together. I can feel it with my hands. You can feel how wet it is, and it's all about that sort of instincts. You'll know. I mean, it might take practice for you. You might just get it as soon as you feel it, I suppose.
It's water.
It is water, darling. Yeah.
Wait.
So Daddy's just brought that together in the bowl. Yeah?
Oh, you mixed it all in.
Yeah, but I'm not mixing it too much because we want to bring it together quickly. We don't want to activate the gluten. So bring it together fairly quickly. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the bowl. And that is not sticky. It's not wet and sticky. That's quite nice. So now I'm just going to bring this together into sort of like I'm not going to do it into a big ball. That's something I see some chefs do, and it's silly because when you make pastry, it's usually going to be rested in the fridge. It needs a rest before you bake it, and if you put it into a bowl and then put it into the fridge, it will set into a hard ball.
Yeah.
So when you come to roll it out for whatever you're using it for, it's really difficult to work with to roll out from a large ball. So I like to do it into a nice flat parcel. Yeah. Into a nice flat parcel.
Yeah.
So it's easy to roll out when we want it. So that's what I've done.
That'd be good.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm going to cling film that and put it in the fridge. And that'll rest until we want to use it. So, do you have any questions?
Yeah.
Go on then, ask me a question.
How long do you put it in the fridge for?
Well, you can rest it for 12 hours. 12 hours is a good time. So if you're going to use something with pastry, you really want to be making it the night or the day before. It's good to have a decent rest time with pastry. You can use it sooner if you're in a rush, but it's best to make it the day before. You can freeze it. It freezes really well. Yeah. It does last 2 to 3 days. I mean, obviously, if it's starting to look a bit funky, you know it's no longer at its best. Just use your judgment, I suppose. But as I say, it does freeze really well. So that is the end of our demo on bringing together a short crust pastry. And I'm going to go and stick that in the fridge and get ready for our mango sorbet demo. Do you want to help me make some mango sorbet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. So that will be coming up on the channel next. Thanks for tuning in to the Lincolnshire Kitchen. Please like and subscribe. See you in the next one.